He's 3-2 up in the head-to-heads all told over the last 3 years or so. And a win here today for the Bomb will put him through to the second round to face either Wayne Jones or Jeffrey de Zwaan.
97.
Meulenkamp is a guy who's got a very odd sort of grip and throw. It looks like the dart is pointed way up the right-hand side. Obviously a left-handed thrower. It looks like it's pointing over towards a sort of double six. And yet the dart still seems to sort of kick over to the left-hand side. You see there, it just sort of leans over to the left. So ideally,
100.
he probably really wants the dart in the left-hand side of that treble 20, just to sort of create a funnel into the wider part of the red
81.
bit there. It's a double-edged sword, you know, you put it in the right place, it makes the bed bigger. You put it in the wrong place, it can cover massive chunks of it. It's exactly the same way whether they kick to the right or the left, as if your darts stick up in the board or hang down like Phil Taylor or Justin Pipe is probably the best example of it.
140.
It's how you use the darts that are in the board, knowing how they behave and how you can make the best use of them. At the moment, Meulenkamp not making the best use of this visit, although that last dart saves him a little bit. 78 scored, gets him down to a finish, but the Thorn has a chance. Is it tops? Oh, it was.
97.
And he's gone for tops with the last dart, and it does leave him tops. And I know he's got a marker there, but I'm not sure it's a wise shot. The 1-4-2 anyway for Meulenkamp. Would have been 2 treble 17s for double top. It's the bullseye there, so 67 scored, 75 left, is that right? Whew, lovely. But Thornton on tops, usually very good. Yeah, very, very good. Robert Thornton does get a break throw in this opening leg. And as good a setup shot as that was for Meulenkamp, it does not do him any good. Thornton, the last time he beat Meulenkamp, more than 2 years ago at a UK Open qualifier, beat him 6-3. And these guys are playing so often. You know, it's almost every weekend for a lot of these guys, particularly the ones that are involved in all the Euro Tour action and the big TV tournaments. They don't keep track of every single game they play. Some of them seem to have photographic memories of every dart that they throw, but the vast majority of them play so much, it's very difficult to keep track about your particular records. But you do get feelings against some players where you go up against and go, oh, I haven't beaten him for a while, or he keeps beating me, or... And it can just get stuck in their heads.
140.
Difficult to know how much of a factor it is unless you go and speak to the dart player before each match. But Meulenkamp will know that Thornton is one of the big names in world darts that he has ticked off his list that he's beaten. He's beaten him on more than one occasion. That should give him confidence. It's been a good response here from Meulenkamp. He's on a potential 11 darter. Thornton
60.
unable to find a treble. A trio of ton 40s leaves 81 for Meulenkamp. Got to go 12 ball. Oh, he doesn't. My word. Well, he hits the treble 14 anyway to leave double 10. Well, there's no harm done because he did get a dart for the leg, and it was at a double rather than the bullseye. And he is going to get more darts for the leg. But that is a bold move from Meulenkamp. Most players would have gone 12 for bullseye just to try and guarantee himself a dart for the leg. But he gambled on hitting the treble 14. The gamble paid off to an extent in that he got the dart for the leg, but unfortunately he couldn't take it out. He's missed inside here, and he's missed outside on the 5s. Oh, last dart saves him, though. He breaks straight back against the Thorn. We have a level game. And Thornton, who, despite being a diminutive little man, he's quite a bellicose individual as a darts player. He'll be aware of that. He's very experienced as well. I don't think it'll let him bother him, but it might fire him up, and a fired up Robert Thornton is a very dangerous character. I remember seeing him win his sole European Tour title at the European Darts Open. It was a couple of years ago when it was held in Dusseldorf. It's always been held in Dusseldorf at the Maritime Hotel until this year when it went to its new home in Leverkusen. And the Thorn in the final session of action was absolutely unstoppable. He dismantled James Wade in the semi-finals, averaging something like 111. Nobody could live with Thorn.
180.
Nobody's going to live with that, though, as a visit from Meulenkamp. 180, that's the first maximum of this match.
91. 60. 100.
Not quite enough to get down to a finish. He needed a ton 40 to leave the 170, Robert Thornton, and Meulenkamp has stolen the darts. Could be a third. Sorry,
105.
it's not stolen the darts at all. He's thrown first in this one. We've had 2 breaks of throw already. But it could be the first hold of throw we've seen in this game.
60.
Especially now, just the 60 for the Thorn. Treble 20 double 18 will be the route for the bomb. Single 16 will leave him tops.
56.
Thornton, good look at 19s.
94.
But this is tops for Ron Meulenkamp for the first hold of throw in this game and to go into the lead. The Dutchman. Oh, double 10.
20.
3 darts missed, and that means that Thornton is probably going to come back and get 2 darts at tops. Oh, only probably, I said, because he's missed the big number, and it's only 1 dart at tops, and it is his favourite double, and he can be deadly on it, and he is deadly on this occasion. Robert Thornton. Well, a touch of the Buntings there. We saw Stephen Bunting on a couple of occasions in the first game of the day here on Streaming Board 2. Miss the big number with his first dart and a check-out. Only give himself 1 dart at the double and take it out clinically. That is exactly what Thornton has done there, making up for the mistake, and it's 3 consecutive breaks of throw.
60. 121.
None of the top 9 in the world here today. A lot of them on World Series action. No Mensur Suljovic. Not quite sure where Mensur is. Adrian Lewis not involved in the World Series. He was supposed to be, but he withdrew. He had a painful health issue, required surgery, so we wish Adrian well.
58.
That means it's a big opportunity for the rest of the guys to go on and claim the title. We know Robert Thornton's going to be at the in the world, so he'll be one of the seeded players, and the Thorn,
100.
having gone to Blackpool for 7 years and not won a game, finally managed to win a match at the Bet Victor World Match Play last time out, sparking wild celebrations amongst Thornton fans. Maybe now he's broken his hoodoo at the Winter Gardens, he could have a run. It'd be a welcome one for Robert Thornton, who's really struggled in the big TV tournaments, even with these little signs here and there that he could be coming back into a bit of form. And how about this, treble 19? Needed it for a dart at double 12.
9.
Meulenkamp looking at 106. Not seen a check out over 56 so far in this game. Needed that treble 17. He's not got it. So Robert Thornton. Double 16. Now this is not his favourite double, Robert Thornton. but he hits it first time, and we have a first hold of throw in this game. It's a two-leg lead for the Thorn, as the man from Ayrshire is halfway to a place in the second round where either Wayne Jones or Jeffrey Desvarn, the Wanderer or the Black Cobra, await. We will see those two fighting out on this streaming board at the conclusion of this game. How much longer have we got in it? Well, it could be another 7 legs.
140.
Check pdc.tv for all the results as they come in. I can tell you James Richardson, the 32nd seed, last player in the seeded positions,
41.
has won 6-0 over on board 1. Andy Bolton has seen off Goldfinger, Andrew Gilding, in a deciding leg on board 2. Mick Todd, the gigantic man from
60.
Newark, that last qualification spot for the World Match Play. Had a run to the quarterfinals yesterday, which kept him in contention. He's won his opening game against Dirk van Dijvenbode. That's 500 quid in his pocket. Can he go on? He needs to win another game to give himself a chance. He needs to win a couple more, actually, depending on the results elsewhere. Keegan Brown has beaten Paul Harvey. Keegan Brown will take on Kim Huybrechts as Meulenkamp looks to fire in a maximum.
140.
Can't produce his second one of the game. Ooh, well, it's level pegging. 160. Not going to go for Meulenkamp if Thornton can take it out. And it's a checkout made for Robert Thornton. Robert Thornton's game is built upon the amount of treble 20s he hits, and he hits a lot of them, and his lethality on double top. But he can't find it. You can see the grimace from the Thorn. He quite fancies those shots. 2 treble 20s and double top. And it's a dream shot for Robert Thornton.
Game shot.
It's there. Couldn't called. 60 checkout for Ron Meulenkamp, and he closes the gap. It's 3-2 to the Scotsman. I told you he hits lots of 180s. I told you, and that's his first one of this game. Christian Kist, just in the match play spots, has opened up with a 6-4 win over Craig Gilchrist. That's over on board 6. It's Christo Reyes and Steve Lennon who are already winners on that board. Looks a very, very tasty board. Stevenson, both dangerous players. That's the other first round game that's going on right now. Zoran Lurchbacher has beaten Tony Newell in a deciding leg. Ryan Searle played some good darts yesterday. Ryan Searle has beaten Ted Everts. He's into the second round and will take on Diogo Portela, the conqueror of Michael Smith. Yeah, good leg of darts this from Robert Thornton. Ton 80, 131 and a ton. Leaves himself 90 after just 9 darts. And Meulenkamp, he couldn't leave a finish whatever he hit in this visit. So that means that Thornton has got plenty of time to see off this 90. And I think that means he'll probably start on the bullseye. May look at the 18s, but I think he'll go bull double top. Yep. Oh, that is some 11 dart leg from Robert Thornton. When you've got a player, you've got the break of throw that you wanted, you've established that 2-leg lead, and the other guy's coming back at you. He's putting a decent enough leg to close the gap to 1, and then you fire back an 11 darter, and one with such authority as that. Start with a 180, finish bull double top for the 11 darter. It's got to be demoralising for the other guy. He knows he has to break you, but if you're going to continue to do that kind of stuff, then you may as well just kiss goodbye, because you're going to need 9 darters. Well, one of them at least. Not suggesting that Robert Thornton's going to put in legs as strong as that on his throw every time.
139.
But he could. He is that good. He is very good.
121.
121 in the end. Jan Decker has beaten Adam Hunt over on board 9. That's the board with Diogo Portela and Ryan Searle, where the top seed, Michael Smith, has been knocked out. Nathan Aspinall lost to Stephen Bunting yesterday, despite playing some pretty good stuff.
140.
He's beaten Martin Schindler, Germany's number 2, in a deciding leg. He'll take on James Wilson, who's set to make his debut at the match play. Number 1 and bullseye contestant. The Thorn has left himself 1-4-6. But Meulenkamp is going to be well placed. Yeah, you can see the logic behind that, because the extra 5 points, or 6 points, depending on what he was going for by hitting the 25, gets him down to 78. It's a 2-darter, but even if he just hits the big numbers, he gets a dart for this leg, and it's probably going to have to go. 20 for tops. Loads of room to the left.
58.
But he cannot find it. 1 dart missed by Ron Meulenkamp. 2 darts for Thornton. It should be 2 darts. This time it is. He doesn't miss the 16. That's right on the wire.
16.
And he does not use it, and that is a surprise. He's been good on double top, Robert Thornton, but he misses his favourite double with a couple of darts this time. It would have been 5-2 and a break of throw, and surely game over. But Ron Meulenkamp to close the gap once more to just the 1 leg. Double 10 he needs. Double 5. Hit it last dart earlier on in this match, and hits it last dart this time as well. Once again, it's a 20 checkout for Ron Meulenkamp, as he had in the second leg of this game. Missing inside on the 10s, missing outside on the double 5, and then pinning it last dart.
41.
And Thornton, his last leg on throw, he kicked off 180. He's kicked off just 41 this time. This may be the chance that Ron Meulenkamp was desperately praying he would get, and I think he knows it, and that's why he's taking a little bit of extra time. It's a well-thrown dart, but not in the 60. As is that.
60.
And it looked, with the way those darts were, that it was covering a bit of the bed, and he could not find his way through, and he's not made the most of the opportunity. And Thornton with a ton 40 here,
100.
which you're surprised he doesn't get, to be fair, and snatches his darts out of the board, absolutely fuming. Robert Thornton, not a man to hold back with his emotions while playing darts. He'll let you know exactly what he's thinking, either with his actions or just by giving a running commentary on every dart he's throwing. See again, first dart in the 60, doesn't follow it with either of the next 2, and Thornton is disgusted with himself. But he still has the advantage because Meulenkamp is not doing enough back at him.
99.
Oh, now 26 scored. Now, Ron Meulenkamp, this is your moment. You have to leave yourself well placed. You have to set this up well. Well, it's probably not enough to see us off in the next 3 darts. Oh, another treble 19 there would have made a huge difference. Thornton's got a big check out himself. The next 45 seconds, minute, could decide the outcome of this match, or go a long way to doing so.
41.
And that 1 dart into the 1 could prove to Ron Meulenkamp's chances. Because Thornton isn't going to take out the 136, but if he just hit a level 60 there, Meulenkamp, and left himself 100, a 2-dart checkout, it would have been so much easier than this 119. Nobody likes the 119. Treble 20 for tops. It's on. Oh. Nobody likes the 119. Ron Meulenkamp, another dart missed. Double 18 for the Thorn. There it is, Robert Thornton. He doesn't leave double 18 that much, but he is absolutely deadly on it. There were some stats floating around earlier on this week that suggested Robert Thornton was absolutely deadly on double 18. You always think of him as a double top man, but through his various travails over the last couple of years, he's not perhaps been hitting it as much as he used to. When on form, he's perhaps two in the world, Robert Thornton. Yeah, maybe Adrian Lewis.
125.
But double 18 has been working very well for Robert Thornton when he has left it. I remember when he won the Grand Prix, he'd start on tops, but if he felt like he'd covered the bed, he'd move over to the 18s, and he was pretty flawless on it, to be honest. And that double 18 there may well be the one that breaks the resistance of Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp. I can tell you, young lad Callan Ridds only recently appeared in his first Pro Tour event. Man from the northeast, Bedlington, Christoby sort of area. Through, he's beaten Madar's Razma. He'll take on Benito Vanderpas, the number 7 seed. Mike De Decker has knocked out Christoby. My word. Mike De Decker, the Belgian, has beaten Christoby 6-1. That is over on board 12, and that means that Christoby will not be in Blackpool. Heartbreak for Doby, who came here this weekend with the last qualifying spot in his hands. Meulenkamp fires in a 180 though here against Thornton. He's left himself Shanghai to stay alive in this game, but Thornton has left himself double top. And this has to go, Ron. Needs the treble 20. Does not get it, and Ron the Bomb Meulenkamp throws his last dart away in frustration because Thornton, 3 darts at top. Surely this is his. Double 10. Still double 10. There it is, Robert Thornton, the 3-time major champion, is safely through. The number 20 seed here today, a man who suggested he's coming back into form the last Pro Tour weekend in Wigan with quarter-final and semi-final run. He is through to the second round. He'll take on Wayne Jones or Jeffrey Desvaughn. But the news from elsewhere here in Blackpool is that Chris Doby has been knocked out in round 1. And that means that Doby will not make his match play.